Welcome to CodeKayfabe. I decided to start the new show on a Saturday show because it's a good way to tell you how the channel and how ultimately when it's a channel and how this show will go, especially on the Saturday shows. Now, as I said in my introduction video of sorts, Code Kayfabe will stay largely to kayfabe, not breaking its eternal mythos. But on the Saturday shows, all cuffs are off, and on occasion, I will break kayfabe to explain some of the things going on and some of the eternal thought behind it. Now, I won't talk about backstage politics or anything backstage, but I will try to keep it genuinely in the vein of kayfabe. Now, this is a strictly WWE show, but if you want me to talk AEW, demand it in the comments below. And if enough of you demand AEW talk, I'll sit through that otherwise teeth-groaning show of something from my childhood to at least talk about it. See, I won't hide my biases here. On Raw, RK Bro started its major breakup by losing the tag team titles. The question will be who will betray who. Out of sight of kayfabe, we want it to be Matt Riddle. I think a heel turn would be interesting for Matt Riddle, and it would not be as predictable as the kayfabe way of Randy Orton betraying everyone. As far as the Royal Rumble is concerned, everybody is declaring themselves in, which is a typical Royal Rumble trope nowadays, especially in the modern years. Becky still has no real opponent, and don't call Doudrop one. Doudrop is just a fill-in. She's more of a fear of the other three in the match. Most notably, Bianca Belair, which outside of kayfabe, WWE could use as a plan B just in case one of their other plan A's falls through. Mainly Asuka, Bailey being plan A. But a Bianca Becky match has also been teased, so that's why a plan B works there. As far as Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar is concerned, don't expect Brock Lesnar to lose the match. Even the ideal of Brock Lesnar doing a knock joke saying Bobby who shows as dismissive as Brock Lesnar is. He's looking past this match already towards an end of a clash to Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns on SmackDown is still stuck in his Shield past facing Seth Rollins because they have no real opponents on SmackDown for Roman Reigns to face. Seth is the only big name that could even stand toe-to-toe with them. But even Roman is being dismissive of his match, seeing that he said in his promo just last night that he would feel like he'd be in a more star-powered match with his wife. How cool is that? By the way, Rebecca Grant, aka Becky Lynch, is Seth Rollins' wife, and she is a bigger star than him. So not only does that promo hurt, it's actually true. And the Usos have become dismissive as well, which tells you a common trend in WWE's current booking. Dismissive champions to their challengers. They're being totally dismissive as to their challenger being an actual threat, which, on the road to WrestleMania, no, they won't be. At least until the calendar turns to March. As far as the mid-card situation goes, it's as stagnant as current WWE mid-cards have ever gone. Shinsuke has no real opponent. Damian Priest is just going to keep winning. And when your most interesting thing is Johnny Knoxville pissing off Sami Zayn, you really don't have a mid card. You see, current day WWE is more written like Power Rangers. The first and the fourth weeks are the most important weeks, while the second and third weeks usually mean nothing at all and can be totally skipped, with continuity being more of a subjective choice to adhere to rather than a requirement. We're not talking about friendship is magic here. We're not even talking Kozlioko here. There's no serialization in WWE. The reason why this is chosen is so that the many casual fans that will watch, mainly those on Fox, can enter at any week of the WWE schedule and not feel alienated or lost. Many kids shows do this. That's why I equate it to kids shows like SpongeBob and Bob and others. But the writing may be bad, yes, that's objectively true. But the path that they're taking is not objective. It's on purpose. So that anybody can get in and feel lost. Which is the exact opposite situation that AEW has or Attitude Era WWE has. It's highly serialized. But AEW fails in its serialization due to the one thing that separates it from the competition, its ranking system. If the ranking system were used correctly, it would aid in serialization and help with the writing, which it doesn't. But as we've seen with current day WWE, having a non-serialization structure, as they have chosen to do, is just as damaging as having one that doesn't quite work. This also affects the kayfabe. You can tell they're trying to tell serialized stories on the way to the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair wants to have all the titles and be the champion of all. Brock Lesnar also wants to be the champion of all. Sami Zayn finally wants some RESPCT and doesn't feel that Johnny Knoxville is giving him any. Damian Priest wants to be in the main event scene, while Bianca Belair doesn't want WrestleMania 37 to be her career achievement. Also, you have legends like Lita coming back for one last run, as well as Mickie James. In terms of Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, that's over and done, and now Nikki is going to try, and I say emphasis on try, to be a supervillain. We'll see where that goes. That was really the only new development this week. But seeing that we're about to get into a week 3, things will start to pick up. So, tell me what you feel about the current CodeKayfabe format for the Saturday shows down below. And if you want me to cover AEW and NXT as well. NXT might be a little bit of its own individual video, because it's so small. Same thing with AEW. I'll be mainly, if you choose to do AEW, doing just Dynamite. I don't think Rampage has enough going for it right now to actually dedicate a similar video to this one to it. But let me know if you're interested. So that's CodeKayfabe Saturday. Hope you enjoy what you have heard, and I'll see you next week. Live in the fantasy. Don't let reality cloud your own judgment. Find peace in your own nirvana.